This video is about fractions and decimals and the relationship between the two of them. Now, in your workbook, you were given a number of division problems, and just recalling that the way that these relate to one another, the division problem here, 285 divided by 3, is the same way as writing 284 here as the dividend. That's what this one's called, the dividend, and the 3 goes here as the divisor. So 3 is going into 285. This problem is saying, how many times does 3 go into 285? So as you would recall, so 3 can't go into 2, so you're going to carry the 2. So you put a 0, carry the 2, then 3 into 28 goes 9 times, and then you carry your remainder of 1. 3 into 15 goes 5 times, with no remainder. So we have an answer of 95. In this situation, your divisor is 4 and your dividend is 466. 4 into 4 goes once with no remainder. 4 into 6 goes once with 2 remainder. 4 into 26 goes 6 with a remainder of 2. Now this is the way that you did it when you were in primary school. We are now going to look at doing division with using the remainder but creating a decimal instead of a remainder 2. Now the way that we would do that is the same thing. So we are saying, how many times does 4 go into 466? So we would say again, 4 goes into 4 once with no remainder. 4 goes into 6 once with the remainder of 2. 4 goes into 26 6 times. Now instead of putting the remainder, we're going to put a decimal point with a 0. We can put as many zeros in this dividend and it's not going to make any difference to the number. We know in place value, if we add zeros after the decimal point, the number's not going to change. So instead of saying remainder 2, we're now going to put that remainder 2 next to our 0 that we've just put in. So we're now saying 4 goes into 20 5 times. So we've put the decimal point, so wherever there's a decimal point in the dividend, we need to put a decimal point in the quotient, which is the top number here. So we have 116.5 as our answer to the problem, 466 divided by 4. Okay, let's have a look at a little bit more complicated one. So 2049 divided by 8. 8 goes into 2 0 times, so we carry that 2. Then we go 8 into 20, goes 2 times with the remainder of 4. So 8 into 44 goes 4 with a remainder of 4. 8 into 49 goes 6, and we're going to have a remainder. So we're going to put in a decimal point and as many zeros as we like. So in this case, I'm going to put 3 zeros. Now we have a remainder of 1. So 6 8s are 48. We have a remainder of 1. We've put a decimal point into our quotient, into our answer. Now we can carry on with our division problem. 8 goes into 10 once with a remainder of 2. 8 goes into 20 2 times with a remainder of 4. 8 goes into 40 5 times with no remainder. So this is therefore called a terminating decimal. So our answer is 246.125, and that's the answer as a decimal of 2049 divided by 8. Now sometimes you may get a number that doesn't terminate. It doesn't stop, it keeps going. So let's have a look at a problem like that. We have 1,267 divided by 3. So 3 goes into 1 0 times, and we carry the 1. 3 goes into 12 4 times with no remainder. 3 goes into 6 2 times. 3 goes into 7 twice. Now we're going to put in our decimal point with our 0. So as I said, we can put as many zeros as we like here. I'm just going to put 3 in for now, but I could add more if I wanted. We've got a decimal point in the dividend, so we're going to put a decimal point directly above it in the quotient up above. So far we've got an answer of 422, but remember we've got a remainder of 1 because 3 goes into 7 2 times with a remainder of 1. The 1's going to come down here. 3 into 10 goes 3 times with a remainder of 1. 3 into 10 goes 3 times with a remainder of 1. 3 into 10 goes 3 times. And as you can see, that pattern's going to continue on forever. So this is called a recurring decimal because you can see the pattern is going to continue. We're going to keep adding zeros, we're going to keep having a remainder of 1, so we know that our final answer is 422.33333 recurring. Now the way that we would show that recurring is by putting a dot over the top. So 3 with the dot over the top means recurring, it means 3 going on forever. So our definitions: a decimal that stops or terminates is a terminating decimal, and if the same block of digits in a decimal repeats without end, the decimal is a recurring decimal. So, and you show a recurring decimal by putting a dot over the recurring digit or digit. So can you now please complete these 4 problems in your workbook and pause the computer while you're doing them. Thank you. Alright, the answers that you should have got: 0.74, 20.828, 4.352, and the last one, 1.6066666. So this part of the problem, part of the answer is recurring. So the 6 and the O need to go in your answer, and then you put a recurring dot above the second 6 because that's the part of the decimal that is recurring.